We're currently sitting at 2153 bullet rating. The goal is to get to 2200. The problem is we're trying to get there using this opening, the Fried Fox. This is the Fried Fox defense as black, and we can play a similar version as white. It's called the Fried Fox attack. So it's a little challenge I've set for myself to break my previous all-time high bullet rating of 2183 solely by using this opening. So let's see if we can get that done. I'm trying to practice my tactics every day and play chess every day in order to try and reach that goal. The logic is we want to try and throw the opponent out of their comfort zone, out of their opening preparation, by playing this risky and daring opening, the Fried Fox. We want to psychologically unbalance them by putting our king into the center and trying to push them into overreaching in their attempt to punish us for our mistakes, so to speak. So let's have a look at what's going on in this game. We've got a decent pawn center, nothing to be ashamed of at all, and they do have a weakness on g3. So let's see what we can do to exploit that. I'm going to put my knight on that wonderful square on f5, where not only does it target g3, it also puts some pressure on white center. So the next move I make, I'm thinking about pushing the pawn to d4. However, that will allow white to come in. So I'm just going to try and keep the pressure on g3 with a rook move, or maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. I'm going to develop this bishop first. I need to move a little bit faster, just because we don't have much time. This is a bullet game. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. So now, if we put the pawn on d4, then we're really not as worried about the knight jumping into e4. However, I'm putting my queen on b6 here. Extra pressure on that square on d4. Okay, so our opponent is really saying, time for you to go, mate. So let's see what we can do about it. Time to put the pressure down. We don't have enough to take, but we can backtrack and threaten to come into e4. So more than happy with that. More than happy to do that. Just need to try and complete my development here. Make sure I don't have too many weaknesses. That h5 pawn I'm a bit wary of at the moment. So just going to finish developing to try and swing that rook across from the a file to the g file. Really need to be aware of the time here. So got a nice threat coming in on the way. Get a quick check in. Okay. Excellent. I'm going to play a5 just to kind of fill a move. Try and put the ball back in our opponent's court. Okay. Just making the potential there to double up the attack on the g file. Just trying to find quick moves that aren't major mistakes. Okay, what have we got here? Did they just hang a pawn? It's certainly possible that they might have just hung a pawn. Okay. We can get rid of that bishop by backtracking with the knight and then jumping into e4 again. That's certainly one way of getting the job done. Okay, we can backtrack with our queen. No worries at all there. Double up the rooks. Okay, wasn't enough to get that done. Okay, we'll lock that down. This other knight we can swing in. So they want to come through this way. Okay, we're really running low on time here, so just need to play some super fast chess. Do we have enough pieces attacking? I'm not sure. But we've got the threat of the discovery on the queen here. Okay. Just trying to play some very, very fast chess. Okay. I'm not sure if this is working out exactly how we wanted. Certainly seem to be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, just trying to play quickly, see if we can get our pieces, get our pawn to the end. Not sure if we can get that done or not. Okay. Damn it. I was too slow. Too slow here. Not good. This is not good. Not good at all. Just a bit of a time scramble. This is so annoying. Okay, all we can do now is try and go for a stalemate. But it's not likely to happen, so that one goes to our opponent. Let's try again. Get another game fight up with the Fried Fox. Looking for some revenge. Let's go. So, got the white pieces this time. Oh, game was aborted. Okay. I'm going to try and see if we can get what I was doing in the earlier days of the challenge. Really try and actively maintain an advantage on the clock. Because last time we were both kind of scrambling, but if I had the clock advantage, that would have definitely made the difference. So, really just trying to push. Maybe b3 was better there, but I'm just trying to go for the clock advantage. See how that goes. Just develop. Try a few different things. Looking to get the bishop developed, probably to a3. Potentially. Okay, well, we're going to have to put that on pause for the moment. Because of our friend's strong attack. Play g4 and get rid of that annoying knight. We really have too much going on here. And we have a lot of potential to keep them around. Bishop a3 stops some castling as well, which is another useful thing. g4, we've got a lot of threats going on. Okay. Interesting. Now, I don't want to just move away and then give them a discovery. I can't just play e4 and then give them that discovery. So I have to take, I think, and then lock it up. Got to lock it up. Okay, I was going to say it'd be interesting. It would get a bit hairy if the knight came into e3, because I can't actually take it because I have discovery on my queen. Let's see what else we can do. Get this knight back on a better square, since it doesn't seem that immediate that a knight might jump into g3 to e3. We've got all sorts of moves. So if they castle kingside, we can simply launch a pawn storm. That bishop on b6 is in a little bit of trouble, so we can try and be a bit sneaky and trap it with like a, say, a rook a to rook h to c1, but I might just make a A little bit of progress towards the pawn storm first. And the knight, they've just given us free tempos on their knight, so that's always welcome. Look, we're happy to, if they want to sack the knight on beef. You know what? I'm just going to go all in on the king side here. So, happy to leave that bishop just fluffing around on b6. It's kind of locked in. It's not very useful. And we're just going to go all out with a pawn storm. I think that's the best policy here. See, I thought that might happen, but that's not actually too bad for us. Reason being, so it's just a free pawn, and now it opens up the G file. Okay, we're going to move a little bit quicker here. Okay, interesting. So trying to sack a piece, is that going to work? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. But we're certainly going to certainly not going to give it to them easily. Now, I'm not sure if that works. Or if that's losing to something like that. Yeah, because now the defenders... Certainly a spicy position, and we are down on... Oh boy, I just blundered the rook. This is not good. Oh, well, he can't actually take it right now, but... Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble, that's for sure. But they might be as well, because that rook is hanging. And somehow we've got really low on time here. This is not good. Check. 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 Mate. Oh, yep, okay. I was so low on time there and I nearly didn't spot that, but luckily we got that, saw that one, got the job done. On to the next. So, let's see what we can do. Got the white pieces again, always good with this opening. Gives us an extra move for trying to establish a pawn center. Where sometimes with black, white just has too much of a big pawn center for us to even compete. And we just have to play some hyper-modern game. So, this is a typical weakness of the opening, is we can sometimes get an isolated d-pawn, which hasn't happened yet, but may happen very, very soon. So defending it is sometimes a little bit difficult. They bring a lot of pressure into the center. Yeah, sometimes it's just puts nasty pins on our king and that kind of thing. I might try and go for like a manual castling situation. That seems to be the only... Okay. Okay. Just not sure what to make of that. Gonna try and put my king away. Try and manually castle. Our position is certainly a little cramped. If we take the queen, take there, check. No, it's not really doing it for me. Okay, wasted a bit of time trying to calculate a line of what would happen if I took with the queen instead, and then kind of tried to... Okay, we need to start developing. They have a bit of weakness around the king. I guess there's some pins and stuff that could happen on the e-file, but I've kind of got the feeling that with everything happening on the board and all the weaknesses surrounding their king, that we might be okay here. So just kind of playing off intuition a little bit at the moment. Like, for example, bishop c5, and we play rook c1, and we've got a bit of a pin. It's going to get a bit painful for them to try and get out of. So we can double up with the queen c1 as well. Here, queen up. Yes, that works. There's no queen trade. Oh, there is. Oh, never mind. Okay. and to try and develop a little bit more. Just getting that rook on e2 protected a little bit, get everything happening. I'm sure there's probably a tactic somewhere that we could have played. We do have the chance to double up. I'm just tempted. I have to be careful with the d pawn and then discovered checks. I can't just go completely ham here. Can't go completely nuts. I have to do this to protect that piece first. I want to come back to the center now because it's the end game. Nothing wrong with having our king in the center now. Okay, so try and win this pawn. Have we won it? I hope so. Yeah, they're not exactly. Black still has a couple of tactical ideas like the one they just played. Okay, lock the knights in on the light squares. Need to figure out a route to get another minor piece. Okay. Trying to get, so if rook comes to c2, we play rook here. You can come across, put the king on f3 if necessary. Everything's protected, I hope. Happy to swap everything off here. I think with our pawn structure, we might have enough going on. We might have enough. Just need to work out how to reroute the knight to attack d4. Who's high rated? I'm high rated. Just wondering if we want to draw by repetition here or not. Yeah, slightly problematic, but not a huge issue. We have a few checks we can pull off. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I think we might have made a blunder of some kind here. Yeah, definitely blundered something. Definitely blundered something. Only hope is that hopping around with the knight, we can get something happening. Get some kind of fork. Come on, a fork, fork, fork. Please. Get the fork happening. Come on, come on. Yes, okay. One on time. Oh, that was a roller coaster. Quick drink break before we go to the next game. And let's go. Making a comeback. So the opening, if you survive the opening and just don't blunder the rest of the game, then actually the opening is not too much of a disadvantage in a short time control like this. So if you play something long, if you play blitz, if you play rapid, or of course classical, then your opponent has all the time in the world to try and find the best exploits. But in bullet, you know, they don't always have the time to find the right moves. So let's see how we go. E3, very typical follow-up move. It's the most, definitely it's the most common move that I play. Now I'm not playing d4 straight away because queen h4. Don't want to have to be forced to bring the king into e3 or something to protect d4. So I'm going to put the c3 first and then push. Now, do we take on e4? How greedy are we going to be today? You know what? Why not? I'm just going to do it. Because we can easily defend everything with pawn g3. They have a weakness. Not a weakness, but you know, we have the queen coming into h5 in some lines, so it's not terrible. We grab a pawn. It's a solid position. Just the only question is, where do we put all of our pieces? Just because I might play knight a3 and then back to c2. Just because I think the position needs a little bit of reinforcing. If h5, we just play h4 and happy days. But yeah, just didn't really have a square for our knight there. We can actually, bishop e6, we can come in and try and consolidate this pawn chain. Actually, I don't know if we need to or want to, but which way would we take? Oh, actually, I'm a fan of taking... We can take that bishop. You know what? I think we actually should take that bishop. Just because we're up. We're up material, so a trade is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I'm not going to put the knight on d4 yet. If I can get the opportunity to do so, 100% want to get that done, but I just want to... Okay, I'll put it in now. It's the only thing to worry about, I guess, is the knight coming to c5, then jumping into e4. Because I was wanting to play bishop h3, but I think bishop d3 is better because it accomplishes a similar goal of attacking f5, but also gives us a bit of protection. So now, if like what we've just seen here, can I get away with taking this? Yes, I can. Yes, I can get away with taking that. I can get away with taking that. Is that a second pawn for us that we've locked down? That's great if it's true. And we have ideas as well of knight takes h6. Okay, well that was just a pure blunder. So I was thinking if they move the queen, we take knight takes h6, recapture with the g pawn, and then we take the knight. We win a third pawn. So that would have been great. Okay. Let's go for another game. Okay. Let's see. Black pieces this time. Okay, they're definitely stopping they're really trying to stop the push d5. Okay. I'm happy to play e5 here. Yeah. I was a bit too hasty maybe with that, but ooh, that's a great move. This is really dicey. Our king is being thrust right into the center. Not sure if me liking. Can I get a rat hole to escape to? No, this is super dodgy actually, because all of white's pieces is just absolutely weaving a net around my king. This is so dodgy. My king only has one square to go to. This is the dodgiest. Literally the only thing I can do is take that. Is that mate? No, but it's about to be. Wow. Yeah. G3, is that mate? Yeah. Wow, that was pretty spectacular. So you can see how quickly things go wrong with this opening. So it's very, very easy. The margin of error is very small. So B6 was obviously a mistake. E5 was a mistake for sure. Here I should have played pawn G6. Pawn G6 would have been great. You know, a nice solid pawn, kind of defending the center, attacking f5. Everything's really ticked off. Queen stopped at h5, but no, critical error, e5, and then because I didn't want to lose the rook by playing g6, I went on a massive king march. And even then, actually here, things are still okay, because if I had just played king over to c6 and then to b7, we would have been fine, but tried to push the knight, and then this was all forced. So let's have a look at how we went for today. Okay, so 3 wins, 2 losses today. Gained 4 rating points. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a like. If you want to follow me on the journey, Please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.